How's things with you and your son? Is he getting better?
He's staying about the same. He's not getting any better, but he's not getting any worse. But you know how things go in life. If it don't get better, it always gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
That's usually how it goes.
Yes.
Usually it doesn't go the other way.
And how do you feel about it's not changing for the good for him?
I feel bad about it because he's my son. And I want good things for him. I don't want to see him suffer unnecessarily as he gets older, and
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't see what's coming, and someone else can see it better, and you tell them, "Hey, you keep doing it this way, it's not going to turn out good. You're going to have big problems with it down the line."
And why?
And they'll just live in that, and like my son, he'll just kind of like push it aside, be in denial. Like most problems with people.
Yeah.
They push things aside.
Why did you plant that seed when you were first born, so that he could grow up with a different personality or mindset?
Well, Zachary was doing good until he got a little older. Then he got with the wrong, crowd.
So
Started doing stuff he shouldn't be doing.
And what made you think? What made him do that?
I guess pressures, stresses of life.
Is it possible
like
that he wasn't doing good growing up? It was just a seed that was growing? Because you notice how kids seem to be all right when they're little kids.
Oh, yeah. You don't see it until they get bigger. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, once they get bigger, they start doing on their own, and you really see. And it has a lot to do with the parents not planting the right seed in the beginning. Because the kids are going to be whatever the parents are.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're not being the right kind of father for him, he's not going to be the right kind of child. And the one thing I realized about Zach, he learned the truth. He know how to say the stuff about anger and resentment and the father this and the mother this. And it's all intellectual knowledge, and it's not changing him at all. And the reason he's doing it that way because he learned it in an intellectual way from the people that were teaching him that. It wasn't coming from the teacher's heart. It was coming from the mind. And so it did not work. It recreated him in their image. Isn't that somehow that's to do that? You can teach your kid with intellectual knowledge, and all you're doing is recreating them in your image rather than being that spiritual example for them to see and learn from. Because they learn what they see, and they'll learn intellectually what they hear, but it just messes them up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's truth to that for sure.
Yeah.
But, like I tell Zach with his problems that he currently has now, the best person that can help you the most is yourself. Because you want to stop something, stop doing something, you have to stop it yourself. You can have all the advice and all the good, you can have people advising you, and you can have all that, but unless you want to stop something, it won't stop.
Has that worked for you?
It hasn't worked, no. No, it doesn't work.
So why don't you take your own advice?
I try to be a good example. At least I think I am.
But
I'm
why
not
don't you-
always. Zach was not the greatest example.
I know, but you can be though. And that's what he needed growing up. You're going to have to let him go now. You got to put him out. But you have to be what you're telling him that he should be. Because he hasn't had that example. And the parents are good at saying, well, you got to do this yourself. You got to resist it, friends, and you got to resist that. No one can do it but you. But the parents are not doing it. And so the advice is like throwing advice to the wind. It doesn't have an impact.
He understands what has to be done. He's just real stubborn.
But just like you.
Real stubborn.
You understand what to do. You're stubborn. You won't do it.
Yeah, I have them issues, but, I still do what's necessary to keep things going.
But you want more than
and
that.
he sees that.
You want more than what's necessary to keep things going. You want order in your life. And God has created order in our lives. And since you're the head of your family, head of your wife, you are the head of your wife, right?
Should be.
No, are you?
Yeah.
You sure? Are you the head of your wife?
Yeah, I am.
One. Are you the head of your wife?
Well, Zach may have a different opinion on that.
What do you say?
I say I am, but I can't control everything she does. I tell her, don't do this, don't do that. She still does it.
Oh, she still does, so you're not the head.
Not on everything, but, you know.
But see, God wants that order, especially with kids. He wants you to be the head of your wife. He wants your wife to love you as you love Christ. And he wants the kids to love the mother who love the father who love Christ. And that order works. And so when the kids grow up and they become young adults, they go out into the world, they're still going to have to repent, but it's not as difficult. They don't have all these other things that they have to overcome as well. But if the order is broken, the kids are going to be broken too.
No, I agree with the order like you're saying right now, but
Yeah.
that's a very perfect world, what you're saying, to happen,
Right.
to work that way.
Right.
Everything's always got to be smooth and going well, but when the problems hit, that's when the cracks start showing, you know, when the real problems start hitting.
Okay.
That's when, you know, the big problem, that's when, you know, you have to deal with what's coming, and then we'll see if everybody works with you.
Oh, I love that. Let me ask a couple married folks to respond to that. Ron, respond to that. You're married. Oh, I asked Ed too. He's trying to hide. So you're married.
Yes.
That perfect order sounds good,
Yes.
but when trouble comes, it doesn't work. What do you say to that?
It works.
It does. When trouble comes is when it really works, because it shows you your relationship with God. It allows you to see, to deal with it perfectly. That's when it really works. But if you don't have faith in God, then it won't work. Trouble situations come to make you closer to God, make you a better person, to cause you to see your relationship with God. So situations are good if you look at them in the right way. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. And Ron is married. Zach, what do you have to say to all this? What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You don't know what's wrong with you?
Like,
Why'd you let yourself go? You put on all this weight and
yeah,
you're doing
I
all
did.
that other stuff, of which I won't bring up. If you want to
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
up, you can. What made you just let yourself go?
Probably, I don't know. I started putting, like, more priorities towards other things.
Like what?
And I started seeing things different and, like, I don't know. I feel like people, or, like, my dad and mom have always, like, judged me in a way, and that, like, has put, like, and that's, like, put, like, something in, like, me to not, like, want to, like, be like them, because they're so, like, judgmental of me and, like, all this stuff, and, like, and they can't see the little things that are good,
Speak
and
up
they
a little
always
bit
see the
for me.
bad.
Speak up right to the
Like
mic.
they can't see the little things that are good, but they always see the bad.
Yeah.
And and I don't want to look that way, and it's really hard to like I believe in God and everything, but it's really hard to like believe a lot of things, because like you said, like you want to see it from them, you know.
Yeah.
Like you really want to see that happening, and when you don't see that, the world's not going to show you that, you know.
Right.
Because you're with your family most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to see that, you know.
And so you grew up trying not to be like them,
Yeah.
not to be judgmental
yeah.
and all that other stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
I understand that, buddy.
Yeah.
I really do. But yeah, if you notice, you tried not to be like that, and now it's even turned out worse for you. Which the other way would have been bad too, to be like them. You don't want to be that way. You absolutely shouldn't.
Yeah.
But look how your situation turned out. How do you feel about the way it's turned out?
Actually, I don't feel like bad about it really. I just been thinking like a lot about things. So like I don't feel bad about it. I'm actually doing really good things right now. There's some bad things, there's some good things, but I'm trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many adults and children do not want to be like their parents.
Yeah.
They don't want to be that way, but the problem is you end up becoming that way anyway. And the thing that caused you to become that way anyway, because you resent the way they are. And as kids, we don't understand the dynamics of what's going on because we're subject to parents. And so we resent the way they are. And then when you try to tell them, look, don't judge me, or stop judging and stop doing this, they won't think that your advice is good. They don't take your advice. They don't change. So you just start resenting it. And then you say, well, I'm not going to be like them at all. So you end up going forth or the other way and still end up messed up. Because no one told you, hey, you got to just not resent them for it. You're right. You don't want to be that way. But if you resent them, you're going to end up that way anyway. And then they're going to judge you even more so.
Yeah.
They're going to blame you for all the problems.
Yeah. I've been getting better, though, and not, like, resenting them as much.
I'm sorry?
I've been getting better, though.
Speak up for me.
I've been getting better, though, at, like, not resenting them as much because, like, before I used to get mad at, like, everything, you know? And, like, now it's only, like I'm trying to, I'm trying to get better. Not, like, just, like you said, just, like I know they're doing this wrong and they might be judging or whatever, but I don't try to, like, hate that, Because I know sometimes that's just how it might be,
Well, now that you're 17, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be 18 in 2 months.
Are you going to college or anything?
Yeah, I'm going to COC.
Are you going to move out?
Probably. Yeah, I'm looking for a job right now, and like I'm doing the hardest. Like, yeah, I'm working as hard as I can.
I left home at 18.
Yeah.
And it was because I was taught that too. When you turn 18, you're out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking you to 18. After that, you're grown. Go. I'm like, where am I going? I don't know it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
So I left at 18. I'm glad I did. I learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes, but you got to go now and suffer through yourself so you can get over this stuff. Because if you stay there, you're not going to get better.
Yeah.
You really won't get better unless they truly change.
Yeah.
And even then, you won't get better if you don't forgive them for what happened.
I know what you're saying, Jesse.
And but you need to be out on your own. Don't you agree, Tom, that he need to move now?
Yeah. I mean, once I get my job and everything, I'm just looking for. My dad knows I'm going 100% in with this job thing, and every day I'm working. Every day I'm trying to go out, look for applications or fill out applications, give them to people, show face once in a while.
And don't ask for any handouts.
No, I'm not asking for any handouts.
That's another thing I went through. I left home at 18 years old. I never asked for any handouts. I didn't. I lived in a roach-infected motel on Adams and Crenshaw. That thing had so many roaches, I may have eaten some of them. I'm serious. And that's the honest truth. But I never asked for a handout. My folks don't even know I went through that. I'm serious. I didn't ask for handouts because I was trained not to, I guess. But because a handout confines you to more handout and more handouts. But if you manage your life and budget your life and just see it through, you become a better independent person for it.
Yeah. I want to be independent too because I don't like you said, handouts. Because handouts, what you said, handouts lead to more handouts.
Let's say that your
parents... I
parents...
like to do it myself, too, because then I know I have that responsibility and that I can do that, on my own.
Yeah.
Instead of...
Let's say that your parents start giving you money at 17. They start giving you money to move, giving you money to buy food, giving you money. You're going to find yourself always needing that.
Yeah.
But if you go get your own place, even if you have to sleep on the floor for a month or two, a year, you do that. I had to sleep on the floor, just had a little thing on the floor there.
Yeah.
But I was on my own. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I could have asked my uncle or aunt or somebody for some help, but I didn't.
I'll probably take your advice once I find that job. A good paying job, like probably more than minimum wage.
And if you go to school, to school part-time, work full-time.
Yeah.
You don't have to just go to full-time school.
Exactly.
You can live out on your own and go to school. You'll be doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
But you got to forgive, too. You need to start praying. You need to get in the gym before you have a heart attack. With all that weight. You look like one of those big sumo folks from over there by Hawaii. What's the name of those folks?
Like,
yeah.
Or
You better get rid of that weight, boy.